I know I said I was going to be ending all of this last video, but I kind of lied because things just got a whole lot worse. Because not only did Ryan pressure me into dating one of his characters in roleplay even though I was uncomfortable with it because of his age, now apparently he's actually dating someone who's underage. I'm not talking like a 15 to 17 year old or something like that. No, I'm talking about someone who's possibly 13 to 14. To understand what's going on, let's get some context. Let's cut to a little bit later when the exposed video on Ryan came out. He commented on the video saying the most fucking egotistical thing I've ever heard. Honestly, Ryan does have a ton of issues with him, to the point where I do think he's a sociopath and a psychopath. We'll see more of that later. He's clearly just making this comment because he wants to seem like he's addressing the allegations while just completely ignoring it at the same time. Now, I will give him credit, he did apologize, but that's mostly just because I forced an apology out of him. As you'll see later, he still does a lot of the abusive things that I called him out for initially. I knew immediately that this apology wasn't sincere and that he wasn't going to change. So I had a plan. I found out he had another server, so I spammed that server with the exposed video, which got his attention, which is why he commented on the video in the first place. On top of that, a friend of mine also joined the server and was able to stay there. The plan was quite simple actually. I would gain Ryan's trust by using an alternate account to pretend to be someone else, while gathering evidence against him behind the scenes. First of all, let's talk about Julie. My friend was the one who told me that Julie was possibly underage while dating Ryan, hence why I mentioned it to him in the comment section in that video. Now initially I thought Julia was 16, which didn't really concern me that much. And yes, I know that the age of consent is 16 in the United Kingdom, but it's still illegal to solicit nudes and other things like that to someone who's under the age of 18. But the thing is, Ryan's age gap between her at that point, if she was 16, which she isn't, which I'll be getting to later, is only 2 years. So that makes it morally like, and heck, even legally, I'm not really too sure. But none of that matters, as you see later that she is clearly younger than 16. There's also someone in this server named Jay who's actually one of my friends. Keep in mind, I've talked to Jay before and he has said that he is 14. Look at how this 18-year-old interacts with this 14-year-old. That is just incredibly creepy. Honestly, this is just disturbing to me because like the age gap and the fact that they're saying like love you to each other, like what? The fact that you would say this to someone who's 4 years younger than you is just insanely creepy. You could argue that this is like some role-playing shit, but like even then, it's just insanely creepy. Now let's talk about how abusive Ryan is to his own friends. Most importantly, Julie. I really thought Ryan has stopped being racist when it comes to arguing with people, but it's clear that he hasn't. Now I'll give credit where credit is due. It isn't as intense as it was before, but that doesn't mean he wasn't being racist. Now I can see here that Ryan is calling Julie a gangster because she's black, or as he puts it, the way she talks. Ryan also says that Julie lives in the hood, and when Julie questioned him as to why he said that, because Julie knows that he meant that because she was black. Well, you keep keeping me awake and I can't go night-night. That's why I'm saying that you live in the hood, not because you're black. I would never. Bro, Ryan literally says that no one likes her. Like, what the fuck? Not only is this verbally abusing your girlfriend, but this is also just straight mentally and emotionally abusing your girlfriend as well. Not only is he dating a kid, but he's also very abusive to his own kid girlfriend. And this guy has the fucking balls to criticize how I treat my girlfriends like he isn't abusive as fuck. And all of this just because he was fucking tired? Like, bro, what the hell? Just to make things even more bad, Ryan says that Julie was bringing racism into the conversation, even though Ryan was being racist by assuming that she lived in the hood because she was black anyways. Now my messages were deleted, but I said, why can't you just turn off your notifications and just go the fuck to sleep? But he responded with, well, I'm too tired. Like, how the fuck are you gonna say that you're too tired to turn off notifications, but currently tired enough to continue to fucking verbally abuse your girlfriend, you asshole? Like, seriously, fuck you. Now we're gonna be talking about how Ryan is dating someone who's possibly under the age of 14. For starters, let's talk about the screenshot that Rift sent me, my good friend. Rift asks her if she's dating Ryan, and of course she says yes. Using my amazing alt account, I did also ask her the same question, and she said yes. Rift tells her that Ryan is 18, and she says that she doesn't care. Julie goes on record by saying that people around her age aren't really interested in her, which is why she looks for older people. She even says that he knows her age. Now, I personally believe her. She doesn't even have a reason to lie about that first of all. She also seems to still be in school. She sent me a selfie of herself, and as you can see in the background, it's clear that it's some like school environment, like it's some school roof or something like that. Now, that is super bad. So how do you think someone like Ryan will respond to such allegations? He completely ignores the evidence I presented him with and just says that I'm jealous of him for being British. The amount of narcissism from this egomaniac is honestly just hilarious. After this, he makes up a bunch of excuses of why he was dating the minor in the first place. And oh my god, it's honestly just sad. His excuse for dating a minor is that, well, people online forced me to do it. Like, what? You literally have the choice not to do that. It's literally the internet. There's no one with a gun to your head telling you to do it. It's the internet. You have freedom of choice no matter who talks to you, no matter who friends you have to lose in the process. You had the choice not to do that. And then suddenly now he's trying to say that, oh, if it's IRL, it's fucked up. But even then, in that statement, he fucks up by saying the RP, it's different when it's not. If someone is underage and you're 18 and you're trying to ERP with them, that's messed up. Especially when they're uncomfortable with it because you're 18 and they're 14. He also says that was literally a year ago. So like, why have you guys been dating for so long if you knew it was wrong and that she was too young? I think some can argue that he's just incredibly dumb and he's telling the truth, but I would argue that he's probably just lying and he's totally a pedophile. Well, it doesn't really matter if he was lying or not, because either way, it doesn't excuse his actions at all. Ryan actually has shown his face in one of the Discord channels, and I gotta say, oh my god, this guy looks like a fucking mess. I'm not gonna act like I look like a fucking Chad or anything, but god damn, look at that fucking bull cut, man. That's just terrible.
Look at the top of his head.
That's about it, guys. I really hope this is the last video I have to make on the YouTube roleplay community because, like, who cares? 9% of the people who actually watch my content don't even know what the fuck this community is, and that's a highball. I just think more people are likely to listen to an exposed video rather than an exposed document because, like, people have to read, so most likely they're just gonna say, too long, didn't read, and ask for the rundown, which doesn't really help my case there. Since it's a short rundown, I want to be able to provide all the evidence I wanted to. But in the YouTube video, I can basically do whatever I want. I do feel very bad for Julie, by the way, too. That is one of the reasons why I wanted to make this video so badly, because I just felt so bad for her. It's clear that she's very lonely and she really feels that Ryan is her only option, even though she knows that he treats her like shit. I feel like I was in a similar situation to her before, and I tried to get through to her, but she didn't really listen too much. She knows Ryan is bad, but I think she just feels like that she can't stand up to Ryan and tell him no. And Julie, if you are watching this, please, I am begging you, please stand up to Ryan and tell him that he's an asshole and all those other things, and leave the server and unfriend him because he is exploiting you. He's way too old to be even dating you. And yeah, he did tell me that you guys broke up, but I just don't buy it at all. So please, for the sake of your own mental health, just leave him. I'm sure there's many other friends you can make online, including myself. I'm willing to be friends with you, to be honest. But until then, please hang in there. So if you guys want to support the channel, please give this video a like and also subscribe to my channel. Please join the Discord server as well. It's kind of dead right now and I really want to revive it at some point. I might give it a redesign at some point, but I'm not really too sure. My next video should either be the collab I mentioned on my Twitter, or a video that's going to be my first ever opinion piece on this channel. So subscribe and also turn on the bell so you can get notifications of when those come out. And with that, guys, I'll see you in the next video.